Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, December 18th. Finally, Friday. Ugh, it's been a long week. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like it's been a long week. That girl's face is the way I felt about this week, but it's going to be a great day. Here we go. All right, so this is in case you missed psychology. And if you are watching this, that means I can't help but laugh at that little girl. That means that you did not make it to class today, and that's okay. I hope you're well. I hope those around you are well. And I hope you have some safe plan for this weekend to do something that'll activate your inner zen. All right. But before that, I'm going to run you through our last stuff in our unit about the brain. We're going to cut the endocrine system stuff this year. Odds are you probably learned about some of that stuff in other classes. We just, we got to move on, man. All right. So here's the deal. I'm going to run you through 3 slides, give you a few reminders, and then send you on your merry way. All right. Your reminders. Don't forget about the dream project. You still need to be writing on those dreams. Do the journals. Everything's due January 13th. And as always, if you have any questions about that project, please reach out to me. Okay. Remember, you are going to be keeping track of your dreams during Christmas break. If you want to call that homework, you can. But, it's not too much to ask. Okay. Late work. If you owe me late work, make sure you're getting that in. The plan is Monday is going to be test day. We're going to get that sucker to fit right into class. Tuesday, you only have to come if you owe me work. And so if you don't owe me any work, I don't expect to see you on Tuesday. But if you owe me work, if I don't see you, y'all getting marked absent. Okay. So make sure that you're getting stuff done so that you can get that morning off, or you can use it to do what you need to do. Okay. So like I said, we're going to look at some lower brain structures today. We're going to talk about the hypothalamus. We're going to talk about the limbic system. And we're going to talk about the cerebellum. At least that's the plan. All right. That test Monday is going to be another Google form. I'm going to come on Monday and just share the form with you guys and bam, 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 let you guys take that during class. Okay. That's the plan. Any questions about anything brain chapter related, late work related, dream project related, class related, school related? Heck, if you want to ask me what size shoe I have, just email me or message me, and I will be more than happy to tell you that I wear a size 10 or 10 and a half, depending on the brand. Okay. And you're making that face right now because you're like, shut up and get going with the notes. All right. So here we go. All right. So we're going to, I always forget I have to double click first time to get it to move. Oh, hey, we don't need that. All right. So, first, we're going to talk about the hypothalamus, and I drew a red arrow. I figured out how to do stuff. I drew a red arrow there that points to where the hypothalamus is. The structure right here is the thalamus, and this is the hypothalamus. So it's slightly down and to the front of where the thalamus is located. The hypothalamus may be little, but it is mighty. It does lots of things that are really important. It regulates basic needs in the body like hunger and thirst. It lets you know when your body needs food, not just your stomach. Your hypothalamus is constantly taking readouts of stuff like blood sugar, energy levels, cell size, the efficiency of how things are working, and what it needs. And it lets you know when you need to eat. It also, when you're stuffing your face with like chocolate, and I got cookies, I love cookies and candy and stuff. It's Christmas time. There's junk in here, even without you guys. Thank God, like 900 candy canes. I love candy canes though. But it lets you know when your needs have been met. The problem with that one is, and I'm going to throw this out now, I usually talk about this a little bit in a later chapter, but who knows? Okay. The hypothalamus tells another part of the brain to send out this message that you're full. And it takes your body like 20 minutes, 40 minutes, depends on the science you look at, to tell you that you're full. That's problematic because that means if you're at the all-you-can-eat buffet, you're going to rock like 3 more plates before you get the message that you're donezo. The hypothalamus also regulates need for water. It's not just a dry mouth. It's not just sensors in your digestive system. The hypothalamus constantly taking readouts about hydration levels. Okay. It also controls all emotional things like pleasure, fear, rage, sexuality. It monitors when there are needs and when those needs have been met and the level to which things need to be. Like your hypothalamus helps like play a role in like how angry are you? Okay. Or when should you not be angry anymore? And it tells the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system when to get going. All right. It also keeps the body in a state of homeostasis. Homeostasis. Say it with me, kids. Homeostasis. Homeostasis is your body like at its home. All right, 98.6 degrees, whatever your pulse is, whatever your blood pressure is, right amount of hydration, right amount of everything. Your hypothalamus is like this sensor. It's like a smartwatch for your body. It's like Alexa. And it's basically making sure everything is staying where it's supposed to. And if it's not, it lets you know, okay, you need water, you have to rest, your legs hurt, you have a fever, you're shivering, whatever. It also controls the pituitary gland. Now, the pituitary gland is the master gland of the endocrine system. The pituitary gland actually hangs off right here. And what the pituitary gland does is it does things like growth. It signals the thyroid gland to do metabolism. It signals the adrenal gland to release adrenaline. It signals your gonads to produce sperm and eggs and reproduce and all that kind of stuff. And so your pituitary gland is in charge of basically your endocrine system. Okay. Here's the problem with this. Any kind of difficulty with your hypothalamus, we could have any of those things go haywire. You could run a permanent fever. Your body would be out of homeostasis. You might not get that message that you're full. Basically take all the stuff we just talked about your hypothalamus doing and throw it off kilter. Probably not all of it at one time, but that's possible. All right. So the hypothalamus plays a lot of important roles in how you kind of stay in balance. I guess I'd call it like the balance part of your brain, but not like balance, but like kind of balance. Okay. All right. The next section is called the limbic system. Now, the limbic system is made of two structures: the amygdala, or as one person once said in class, the amygdala, and then the hippocampus. Okay. Now, they each play really important roles, and even though they do different things, they're called the limbic system because they're right together. Okay. And so it's amygdala and hippocampus. Amygdala, hippocampus. The amygdala has a role in controlling aggression and fear. It is the part of your brain that gets the initial emotional message. It is Hulk smash or Hulk run or Hulk cry, or I don't know. Hulk doesn't really. Maybe he cries. I don't know. I prefer Hulk smash. Okay. And it basically is that like gut reaction to like knock somebody out or to start bawling or whatever. And it helps along with the hypothalamus to control the levels at which that stuff is attained. They've actually found that serial killers' amygdalas are a little bit different than those of other people. And, did their amygdala change because they're a serial killer, or are they a serial killer because their amygdala changed? Chicken egg, I don't know. Okay. Now, what they've actually found, and this is kind of interesting, I thought this was really weird, is in primates, in like monkeys, they lesioned or cut, like little scarring on the amygdala, and they took violent monkeys and they become like so calm they wouldn't even defend themselves. So that makes me think, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute here. If we can do that, can we take calm monkeys and make them super violent? Huh? Come on, we could clone an army, cut their amygdalas, no fear, run that way. I'm just saying. Practical implications, kids. Okay, so the amygdala plays that role in aggression and fear. If something happens to your amygdala, you might not experience, you might be completely non-aggressive when you need to be, or you might not be afraid when you need to be. Okay, and there's different afraid. There's like the jump scare kind of thing that happens in a movie. Like, I don't know if you've seen The Ring, the first time she crawls out of the well. But then there's like real scared when like something bad happens. It's really scary and happens over a prolonged period of time. Okay. Now, the hippocampus plays a role in helping form new memories. The hippocampus is where is one of the structures where things shift from a short-term memory into a long-term memory. So things go into short-term memory. They're there for a very small amount of time. The amount of time is kind of debated. But then eventually it gets shifted into the long-term memory. Okay, so like things that you've encountered a million things that you have since went poof, and it didn't matter. But then there's other little things that you go, oh, this must be important, and or your life experiences are important, and they go into long-term memory. The remember yesterday that the temporal lobe plays a role in that shift of long-term memory. But the hippocampus plays this role. Somebody looked at me once and said, it's like that saying, and I went, what saying? They're like, hippos never forget. was like, oh my God, that's elephants, you. Eeh. So if something were to happen to your hippocampus, you're going to get a situation like you could get a situation like the movie 50 First Dates, if you've ever seen that one. There's also a more not stupid movie called Memento that kind of does the same thing. There have been cases of people with damaged hippocampuses that can't make any new memories. So like if all of a sudden, I don't know, damaged my hippocampus, I might not be able to remember anything new from this point forward. I remember everything I know so far. I know my wife's name, I know all that stuff. But if I had a new student walk into my classroom today, every time I saw that kid, it would be like the first time I was seeing them. Okay. Some people's hippocampuses aren't as effective as others. Things like drugs and alcohol can affect the hippocampus's ability to get things from short term to long term, and obviously sleep and things like that. So the hippocampus is pretty sensitive, and so it's important that you treat it right. Okay. And last but not least, the cerebellum. I drew another arrow. Look at that one's blue. I'm so talented. Anyway, you guys are like, shut up. All right, your eyes are up here. Your eyes are up here. Okay, your eyes are up here. So this is actually the back bottom structure off the brain. It's roughly like the size of like two little golf balls ish. You know, it's not like truly shaped like a golf ball, but it's kind of the size of a golf ball. And what it's basically responsible for is things like motor skills involving like balance, coordination, and your posture. Okay, so your cerebellum right now is what's stopping you from kind of going. Well, there's a lot of things stopping you from going with this, but it plays a role in balance and accuracy of movement. So if I grab, you can't see it, it's off camera, but if I grab my water bottle here, I'm going to do this, and now, wait, hang on. Thank you. I accept this, Oscar. Okay. But this involves a lot of accuracy, balance, and coordination of movement. You don't think about it. Your cerebellum takes care of all those things. Your cerebellum takes care of, walking straight down the hall. You guys don't all do that. I've walked with you in the hallway. Veer. Anyway, but it also takes care of like, keeping your posture upright and not just, my head is heavy. You fall over like you're a little kid. Also like some coordination levels. Now, obviously the cerebellum can be trained. You can kind of develop this thing called muscle memory where like hitting a baseball or hitting a softball just kind of is like a natural movement for me now. I don't have to think about it, whereas in the beginning I might. All right. It also helps you understand the timing involved in something like, ball's flying in my head. Whoop. Okay, I got it. Versus, something's rolling slower. I can take my time. And it also tells you the proper amount of force. You think about it. There's an amount of force that you use to drive your foot down when you're walking. Something wrong with your cerebellum. You could do that wrong, or you could, step and do the hyperextend because you're not getting the right amount of force. Problems with your cerebellum obviously can affect coordination, balance, posture, timing, things like that. One of the things that happens though is when people drink alcohol, it can affect the cerebellum's performance. See, that's why you see, because their cerebellums aren't working perfectly, so you're getting that drunken stagger, that inaccuracy or coordination of movement of the mouth and the tongue to make sounds come out accurately. Okay, all right. So Buster Keaton would like you to let you know that's the end of this unit. And like I said, Monday's going to be the test. We're going to do like the Google form, multiple choice matching, true, false, those kinds of questions. I think I'm going to avoid the essays completely on this one. And we're just going to see what you got out of it. We're going to do some questions like, Bob has difficulty doing blank. What part of his brain might not be functioning properly? So it's not just going to be picking out definitions. It's going to be some application stuff. If you have any questions, please reach out. I'm going to be available this weekend. I'll be available Monday before class. I'll be available all day Monday. I'm not going to make the test due till midnight on Monday. So have a great weekend. Take good care of yourself. Take good care of the people around you. Miss you guys.